Good morning, gorgeous ones. Dr. Lucy here. Look at this background. Isn't it amazing? So I'm a little bit late this morning because I'm doing a self-care retreat for doctors, which some of you know that I run that. It's another business with another gorgeous doctor called Emily. And this morning we've had a beautiful meditation. Meditation's actually really hard. It's sort of simple, like, you just sit there and just allow your mind to notice what's going on. But in certain circumstances, it feels really hard. And part of the reason for that is that when we sit in some stillness, then our mind can gravitate to things that feel uncomfortable. Maybe thoughts that are uncomfortable, maybe even feelings in your body that are uncomfortable. And so for a lot of us, that becomes a barrier to doing it because we go, I don't like meditation, it's uncomfortable. And you're right, it is. But the whole thing, good morning, Sue, how are you, gorgeous? The morning, and Mary Beth, yay! The whole thing about meditation is that it is getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, because that is actually, one of the skills in life that we're not really taught. We're taught sort of, in fact, if anything, you think about parents these days, they don't want their kids to be uncomfortable. They spend their time fussing, maybe they're too cold, maybe they're too hot, maybe this, maybe that. Morning, Jane. Whereas really, if we're uncomfortable, and Diane, gosh, I've got a whole fanfare this morning. Good morning, gorgeous ones. The whole idea of life is actually getting used to both the sort of feelings that we might call the good feelings and then the feelings that we might call the bad feelings, because they come in equal amounts. But what happens when we have these uncomfortable ones is we don't like them. We just don't. So we shovel them down, and we might shovel them down with food or alcohol or screens. We distract ourselves from them. But at the end of the day, they all pass. Hi, Jan. How are you, gorgeous? They do. They all pass, just like the happy feelings pass. The good feelings pass. Nobody is joyous 100% of the time. Okay? If they are, we often call that mania. But nobody. And so what we do, though, we hold on to these, we don't want these uncomfortable ones, so we want them to go as fast as possible. And so for a lot of us, we won't meditate, because by doing that, it sort of draws them up to the surface. But honestly, as you will know, Mary and I talk a lot about the idea that your feelings are like a beach ball. When they're on the surface, you can hold them lightly and they'll pass. When you shovel them down, you have to hold them down really tightly, and eventually you get tired and they just bubble up when you don't want them to. So this is part of life, okay? Getting used to uncomfortable feelings, recognizing them and just accepting them as being normal, knowing that they will pass. Time is the great healer of very many uncomfortable feelings. And when we just allow them to pass, we don't need to use tools to shovel them down. Gorgeous ones, I'm off. I'm about to go and have some breakfast, but have the most beautiful day. And as I said, just think about uncomfortable feelings, and when you notice them, you can actually tell yourself you're training to deal with uncomfortable feelings, because when I get good at dealing with uncomfortable feelings, I don't need to use tools that are unhelpful to me. Have a wonderful day, gorgeous ones. See you soon. Bye now.